Welcome to another episode of Collectors Coalition, the show about movies, comics, and more. This is also the show that believes that Jabba the Hutt, if he got his own movie, would basically be Scarface in space. I'm one of your hosts, Christian Bean, and with me is my co-host, my friend, my buddy, the most underappreciated Hutt, Mario Bennese.
What? Not a Hut.
It's a compliment, because every Hutt
The only Hut I
cool.
am is a Pizza Hut.
You know, like Papa John's. Papa John's is cool.
I just like pizza.
I mean, Dominique's is pretty good.
If you ever owe me if you ever owe me money, just pay me in pizza.
It works, trust me, I know. Howdy, guys. So, how's your week going so far?
Pretty rad.
Pretty rad. Same. I got a promotion at my. I work at GameStop and I've got a promotion, so I'm super happy. Yay! That's the thing that's happening.
First clap.
There's nothing really big happening right now in our lives, right?
For you.
Well, what's happening with you then?
I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I had scored a mystery grab bag from the Metallica Star garage sale. They only had 50 of those available, so I fought pretty much over 1,000 freaking customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get one.
You got strings used in an actual guitar, yeah. It's pretty.
Yep.
Did it tell you whose strings it was?
More than likely James, because his still has the balls on the ends of the strings, where Kirk uses Floyd Rose, so you'd have to cut those off to be able to use those for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Makes you happy?
Yeah.
I saw on Facebook the frame. I thought that was rad. I'm
I got it, and I'm like, I'm not letting those just sit out. I took an Uber to Michael's. I bought a frame, and I came back.
Attaboy.
I don't trust myself to not get any of my finger sweat on these things. I'm using a paper towel and delicately placing them in the frame.
There's actually a couple big things with me. Not really big, but as some of you know, I play a lot of video games. I love gaming in general. It's something that's always been a big passion of mine. And I was I played Persona 3 when I was younger, and I liked it, and I played Persona 4. I've started playing Persona 4 about a year ago, and I've been slowly getting through that. That game's a long one.
You have a cat in there, right?
Persona 5 is the one that just came out, and I wanted to buy the Take Your Heart edition, the collector's edition. That was $80, actually $90 technically, but couldn't get it in time, and so I had to deal with just a normal limited edition copy, which is fine. And I got it from my store. Well, Amazon just got back in stock of them, so I was able to actually get the collector's edition of it. But instead of just having two copies of the game, my boss was really cool. She's like, just bring it back into the store. Nothing's wrong with it. I know you take care of your stuff. We'll shrink wrap it, and we'll resell it as new, because it is new. I haven't touched it. So I'm just like, yes! I get a refund. That way I'm not wasting my money. She's the best. I love my boss. She makes me smile. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so she won't know that I'm telling a little dirty secret that we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to do it. I can get in trouble. I don't care, dude. It's me. Come on.
Ooh.
I feel about people at work. Come on, calm down. But other than that, that happened. I beat Mass Effect Andromeda finally. It's good. I'm actually trying a style for a new show by myself.
Okay.
I have a friend of mine helping me out. We might see that in the next couple of weeks. I just have to record it. It's going to be basically just me discussing random topics. Short, 15-minute videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the first time was me Andromeda, Mass Effect.
Started watching My Name is Earl.
That show's funny.
Yeah.
That's really good. You like it?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into the news. All right, so a little forewarning. So, Star Wars Celebration's going on this weekend.
Wish we could be there.
Wish you could be there. We do. We really do. But we couldn't afford it and didn't have the time. Next year, I plan on going next year.
I really want to.
I'm going to make time for it. So, you should all know that we are recording this Friday night, which means that Saturday and Sunday, a lot more things can be released.
This is just the beginning.
This is day one, and trust me, for day one, it's a lot.
Day two.
Wait, oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Saturday.
because the other day they had George Lucas and a bunch of other people.
Oh, that's right. No, it's not Saturday. It's Friday. Yesterday was Thursday. They started Thursday. Oh my God, I lost so much time. They had George Lucas on Thursday.
Yeah.
Good on them. He goes.
And Harrison Ford.
Oh Yeah, well, you know.
And then they had that really nice video tribute to Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
That they played Rebel Rebel by David Bowie, and that made me
no,
happy.
that's like perfect
that made me happy.
But so the topic this week is going to be Star Wars Celebration. There's so much Star Wars Celebration news that it took up what would end up being the topic of the week. Also, I love Star Wars Celebration.
I've always wanted to go, ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I've just never been able to go. I just don't have the money.
Yeah, we're gonna go eventually, but this year we can't. So this week's topic is Star Wars Celebration. Next week's will be the last 2 days of Star Wars Celebration. So probably next week's topic is gonna be Star Wars Celebration as well. So it's gonna be kind of a 2-episode event of us discussing it. I was thinking about recording on Sunday, making it one full day, but that'd be just so much news in one day.
Yeah.
And I thought it's just easier to break it up into 2 episodes. I'm sure no one will mind. Besides, it's not like we report the news. It's more like.
Dang it, Austin.
All right, Austin, calm down. It's not like we report the news, we just discuss it, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal that everyone waited a few days to hear our opinions on it. I figured it's fine. But, that being said, we'll start the news, shall we?
Okay.
So, first up, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer was actually leaked before Star Wars Celebration. I normally don't put trailers in just because I feel like we don't really have the...
They're not long enough to substantiate a conversation.
But this is a leaked trailer.
Or necessitate.
Yeah, this is a leaked trailer. We didn't know anything about this game beforehand. And we got to see, they confirmed that, what was it called? But they confirmed that, what type of ship it's called? It's, Imperial... I can't remember the name of it now. This certain type of Imperial ship, I can't remember the name of it. It's on top of my head right now. Raider. The Imperial Raider. I believe it's called an Imperial Raider. Those are now canon within the Star Wars universe again.
Woot woot.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. They're awesome ships. A buddy of mine, Chase, he's just like crying in his corner. He's like, "Oh my god, finally!"
In his corner. He's got a corner.
He's got a big problem with the whole rewriting of the extended universe because he knew it so well and he loved it so much, and it's difficult to lose something like that.
Yeah, because that's just...
But a part of him's kind of happy how they're slowly reintroducing things. He's not happy how they're seemingly renaming some characters for no reason.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's certain characters that exist somewhere else, but in an extended book, but they seemingly just renamed them, just rebranded them.
Huh.
Which is dumb. It might be for a rights issue. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
But Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer, it looks fine. It looks just as good as the Star Wars Battlefront, the last Star Wars Battlefront trailer, which when the game came out, I hated it beyond belief. I think it's one of the worst things they could have done. So of course, Star Wars Battlefront 2, they've confirmed there's going to be a main campaign, there's going to be single player options,
which is all fine. Jar Jar.
God, I wish that'd be the best. That'd make so many people mad, and I'd be so happy. My criticism is none of the game. I think what we're getting in this game is what Star Wars Battlefront 1 should have been, but as a Star Wars Battlefront tradition, 2 is probably always the best one.
Yeah, that seems to be... Well, the episode 2.
I mean Star Wars Battlefront tradition.
Oh, okay.
Not Star Wars movies tradition. We don't talk about Attack of the Clones.
I thought we were talking about movies, because I'm like, yeah, I can see that. Empire is definitively better than
Empire is the best movie in that series. Just the best movie. It's just so good.
We lost track for a second.
We did. But my problem with it has to do with one of the I think executives or producers at DICE, because he's also working on this game, and it frustrates me because he worked on the last one, and he goes out publicly and says, as a Star Wars fan, I really understand what people want. They want story. They want to be invested in this world. They want to be able to play by themselves and play with friends. They want to have that choice. Couch co-op's really important. And I'm like, that's no fine and dandy. So where was it in the first game? They've been hardcore pandering to us because they realized they screwed up. No one has any faith that the second one's going to be any better than the first one because it's DICE. They're a great company for Battlefield. They screwed Battlefront, and this is EA making Battlefront. There's almost so much faith you can give EA. We've seen what they do to...
Oh, yeah.
We've seen what they do to the companies. We saw what happened to Dead Space. Dead Space 3, I may not have liked it that much, but it was a fine third game.
Yeah.
They set up a Dead Space 4, and they canceled the series. Why? Because it didn't make sales expectations, even though it sold extremely well. Mass Effect, they killed that series for a long time, for no apparent reason. And they bring up Mass Effect Andromeda, and the next thing you know, it's it's just okay. So like, this is a company I don't trust with this game. I don't trust with Star Wars. But then I hear BioWare's like making their own game with a writer I adore, and I'm just like, you guys suck. I'm gonna buy all of them. I'm a Star Wars junkie.
Chunky.
I'm still gonna buy Battlefront 2. I'm gonna get burned out.
I know you are. You're gonna buy all the deluxe editions and the special
like,
editions.
You mean the one deluxe edition?
You bought like 5 copies of The Force Awakens.
I bought 2. I bought 2 copies.
And you were considering buying 4 copies of Rogue One.
No, there's 4 copies that look really good. I had to pick one, and I haven't decided yet.
Bobby's looking away.
They're not that expensive, though. They're just around like $60.
The standard edition at freaking Best Buy was like $25. I looked today.
Yes, but is the standard edition as pretty as the deluxe edition? No, they're not! Shut up! All right. So, next up. Unfortunately, it's been Billy D. Williams confirms at Star Wars Celebration he won't be in Episode 8. He might be in Episode, like, maybe he's in Episode 9. I'm still holding that Lando died, that Lando's passed away. I had this stupid theory that when, the First Order children are captured at birth, and I think they captured Finn at birth and killed his parents. I think Lando was his parents. I think
the one.
And I think they did it. I think they did it as a political move against the Resistance. And they were trying to. That's why like Phasma took special interest in Finn, because they wanted to train him to be like the downfall of the Resistance, to be that kind of final punch in the face that the son of one of the heroes of the Resistance is now a second son of the hero of Resistance heroes are now turned against them. But being that it's, Lando Calrissian and Lando Calrissian's son, that good-hearted like Lando's a good person, even if he's a turd, he's a good person. So that's also in his son, like the right idea of right and wrong. So I think that's what's going on. Like, I don't think Lando's necessarily the greatest character. Like, I think Lando's great. I think it'd be really more compelling to find out Lando was killed, trying to protect the Resistance. I think that adds a lot to his character. But yeah. Also, Billy Williams, man, he's aged. He's up there. I think it'd be good for him just to retire, Spend his last few days just enjoying all the fruits of his labor.
You make it sound like he's on his freaking deathbed.
I mean, dude, he's like what? It's like 60, 70 in here now, right?
It's not that old.
80? He's 80.
James Earl Jones is like up there too.
Yeah, James Earl Jones is up there too. He should retire. He should be retiring as well.
Tell that to Disney, because they're milking him for Star Wars and Lion King.
True, but James Earl Jones has that sweet, sweet voice.
He does. He has a beautiful voice.
I love James Earl Jones, and I love Billy D. Williams. They're both incredibly, incredibly nice guys. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited for Episode 8.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Billy D. Williams not being in it, that's fine.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it, yeah. I think it's good. I honestly, like I said, I would not mind him retiring. What?
It's called The Last Jedi, not The Last Cloud City Facilitator.
Okay. Calm down. It would be kind of cool to find out that Cloud City was, like, razed and destroyed. So much that could be done. All right. Next up, Carrie Fisher is confirmed not to be in Episode 9. There was some, like, before this, like, a couple days before, they were saying, oh, no, she's going to be in there, and she's going to be CGI. And no, they confirmed at Star Wars Celebration that she won't be there. They're definitely not putting her in Episode 9, which means probably she dies in Episode 8, which is fine. I think that's...
We expected it. We're expecting the original characters to die off one by one.
Yeah, that way... Because the thing
is... It's a transition into the new era.
Because the thing is that I'm pretty sure that Disney wants to keep these new actors they're introducing. Like, they want to keep putting them in Finn and Rey, and they want to do more with them. And I think what they're trying to do with this sequel trilogy is in the Skywalker arc. That's why, like, I don't think Finn, Poe, or Rey are a Skywalker at all. I think that I don't know why his name is going blank to me right now. Ben. I just know by Ben Solo. For some reason, it's going blank to me.
How long has he been Solo?
I think he's the last Skywalker. I think he's evil for a reason. Because the Skywalker blood's it's powerful. It's tainted though. It's not. They're so powerful they turn to dark side. It makes sense. Kylo Ren. I don't know why I kept having trouble with his name. Kylo Ren. You're enjoying that, weren't you?
A little bit.
I hate you.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if you look at it from that theory that Palpatine created Anakin from the Force.
I don't think Palpatine created Anakin though.
Darth Plagueis.
I don't think Plagueis.
I think Anakin the ability to create life.
I think Anakin was supposed to be virgin birth. I think that was the purpose. Is that Anakin was the Force created Anakin itself.
Yeah, but there was that little bit in Revenge of the Sith where Palpatine's like he was even powerful. He could create life.
Yeah.
So
Revenge of the Sith is stupid. It's bad. It's a bad movie. You need to calm yourself. So, you know how we talked about Jabba the Hutt in the little snippet thing? It's sort of a jab at this. In a recent interview with Collider, Guillermo del Toro claims that if he was to direct a Star Wars film, that he would love to do a Godfather-style Jabba the Hutt standalone film, where it shows his rise to power as one of the most feared crime lords in the galaxy. Interesting or not? Your choice. Like we said, I think like we said in the tagline, I think Scarface in space just sounds cooler than Godfather in space.
Unless they're doing something with that Rhoda character.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would bring all the Hutts in. I'm sure they would bring every Hutt in.
What was that one that was very clearly gay?
Oh, Zero the Hutt.
That's it. Yeah. He had
Zero the Hutt wasn't gay. Zero the Hutt was just a little bitch.
He was like pink and stuff.
No, he's just colorful. He lived at the...
He had an annoying voice. I remember
God,
that.
yeah. Zero the Hutt had the word. Look, but he was supposed to be super annoying.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of a Scarface style. I honestly think that Jabba the Hutt would have risen by himself, and that's how he got the power. Was he just betrayed everyone, grows power on his own accord without anybody's help. I would like to see the Hutts do gang stuff. And I'd like to see Jabba, with his big old brain. What are you laughing at?
Leave the blaster, take the cannoli.
Why?
Or whatever the Star Wars equivalent of a cannoli is.
It's a cannoli. Cannolis are universal.
I had a dream I bought a cannoli. I was really confused.
Okay. Alrighty then, we're gonna move on from this news. This just got a little weird. Every 2 years, the biannual D23 Expo, Walt Disney Company honors the most remarkable contributors to the Disney legacy, recognizing them as official Disney legends. This year marks the 30th anniversary of Disney Legends. This year's honor legends will consist of some of the biggest names in the industry, including Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Oprah Winfrey, which I think is just a little weird, Stan Lee, and some others.
Cool.
Why Oprah, though? Does Oprah do anything for Disney? Does she do charities with Disney?
I thought one of her channels, something she does is like a subsidiary of Disney.
Oh, okay.
Because Disney owns everything. Like they own ABC, they own ESPN.
Yeah, they're one of the 4 or 5 companies.
Just giant business mogul.
Well, there's like 4 or 5 companies that own all the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So
I think Oprah's tied to that in some capacity. I couldn't see that not being the case.
I mean, I don't mind it either.
I haven't seen her co-hosting a thing with Mickey Mouse.
I don't mind either because Oprah Winfrey's, she's a hero amongst people. She's someone to look up to. She's done a lot for the world.
I couldn't care one way or the other, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about Oprah Winfrey other than all of her charities that she does, and she had a show that was super successful.
She just kind of seems full of herself.
I mean, yeah, but so do we.
Yeah, but we know it. That's the thing. They gave her a channel. Or no, she gave herself a channel.
That's true. I was a little bit conceited. So, we've been putting it off, but I think it's now time to talk about that Star Wars The Last Jedi teaser has been revealed. Normally we don't talk about trailers, but since this is the only bit of actual Star Wars, not episode 8 information we've actually had, all of it speculation and hearsay, but this is concrete. When I saw the trailer had come out Austin was tagged everyone in it. I saw it before then. I saw it and I'm like, this is fake. But I clicked it anyways to find out because you never know. And it came up and like it was the Star Wars it was the Star Wars YouTube like, oh, it's real! Oh, it's real!
I was in class when I saw it, and I was really tempted to just like
leave.
Look, Professor. I see what you're saying, right? CPR first aid.
I'm choking here.
Look, Professor.
Star Wars penis.
Like I get it. This is important, but so is Star Wars. I was so tempted to just put my headphones in and just like, let me just watch this. Put it up on the big screen, please. I managed to wait until the end though, but as soon as he's like, "All right, you guys can leave," headphones came out, put them in my laptop.
That was a good trailer too.
It looks nice.
It looks beautiful. A lot of people are complaining about it. The only complaint that I saw that I thought was pretty valid was the complaint that it doesn't look anywhere. It's not anywhere near as good as the Force Awakens trailer. But I always say the Force Awakens trailer had something behind it, had a power behind it because it's been a long time
since we had a proper Star Wars movie,
and
you had to wash the taste of 3 relatively bad Star Wars movies.
No, not relatively bad Star Wars movies. They were bad. They were bad films.
3 universally despised Star Wars films out of the taste of a collective conscience. What better way to win it over with the Millennium Falcon doing things?
Yeah, I mean, the Force Awakens trailer was there to remind us that Star Wars is cool. Star Wars is good.
Why we love it.
Why we love it, and that these people are the right people to have this series. Everyone's complaining about the Last Jedi trailer being just like Empire. I don't see it. I also have this problem with the Force Awakens. I don't see how it's just like the New Hope. I think everything people are saying is this is coming from me too. I think it's super nitpicky. This is coming from me.
It's real when the bean.
When I'm complaining about nitpicky, you were getting a little too nitpicky. I'm the guy who sat there, and I've watched Guardians of the Galaxy. I've written multiple papers and found different ways to read it by just taking like literally light shining. That was like a third of my paper. How light shined on one scene. The Walkman was an entire paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'm bad about that. I'm nitpicky, and I'm like super. I can read super into things, and I'm telling you, you're getting too nitpicky with this trailer.
I still like it.
I think it's fine.
Also, the teaser poster is rad.
Oh yeah,
so retro looking. I dig it.
I don't know. I like the shot of her training, with the lights of that long out shot, and like her on the mountain, and you can just kind of see the speck of Luke just watching while she's like training for lights. I love that. I love that shot. It's pretty. Cool.
The only thing that would make this trailer / movie any better is if at some point during race training, Luke rides on her back like Yoda did. She's got to run and jump with him on her back all over that mountain island.
I would be shocked if they don't make a comment about that, because it'd be just so funny. It'd be so worth it.
Yeah.
So speaking of The Last Jedi, it has been confirmed that The Last Jedi is in fact singular. They mean The Last Jedi as just one more. I think they did. I think it was a mistake. I think they kind of forgot that Jedi was also the plural, which is a fine mistake. So when they named The Last Jedi, I thought it was a cool name, but they thought it caused a lot of speculation, and instead of just instantly instantly taking it down, they're like, no, well, this is good. This is a good fake out. This is a good way to fake out the fans, have them all talking, getting excited, and then we can reveal like the year of that. No, this is what it means, and then get them on a track, and see what they do with the trailer. Like, I think it was smart. I think it was an accident. I think it was a happy accident.
Plot twist: Rey dies. Luke becomes a Jedi again.
Luke is a Jedi still.
He goes back and he fights his nephew.
That would be hurtful.
He schools him.
He schools him? This is what happens when you leave school.
He just says the line from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when he's cock knocker. Don't fuck with a Jedi Master.
I love Mark Hamill. He does done so many things for the fans. It's the best. All right.
A little heavier news right here.
Yeah. With the latest passing away of Don Rickles, it's been confirmed that he did not record any of his dialogue for the upcoming animated sequel, Toy Story 4. For those of you who don't know, Don Rickles voices Mr. Potato Head from the first 3 Star Wars toy movies. Star Wars movies. Mr. Potato Head is Darth Vader. Oh,
actually, they do have Star Wars Mr. Potato Heads. I have them.
Yeah, I just makes me laugh. Him as the Darth Vader one. So that's happened. They haven't recorded it. We don't know what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna recast the voice.
They did that for the actor who played Slinky Dog.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be a bad idea. I think because if voice acting it's easier, you just gotta find someone that can do a good Mr. Potato Head voice.
Yeah, I mean it's not unheard of, even for actors that are still living. Like Tom Hanks, he doesn't do any of his Buzz Lightyear stuff.
No.
Tom Hanks, Woody, he doesn't do any of his Woody
his
stuff.
Brother does.
His brother does all that stuff for all the video games and TV stuff.
He gets a lot of money from that.
Yeah, and he does a good job.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like he does. It's not like Tom Hanks needs the money.
Yeah,
he's already super rich. He's fine where he is. All right.
I believe I mixed that up. Twister was my movie growing up.
Twister's great. No, it's not. What am I talking about? Twister's stupid, but it's fun to watch.
I will end you.
No, you will. So, I'm a little conflicted about this next bit of news.
Why?
G.I. Joe is getting a theatrical reboot. Now, Simon Waters, the customer products overseer of Hasbro Studios, reveals that it has much more. They have much more planned for G.I. Joe, quoting, "There's going to be a much more contemporary approach to the whole franchise that will allow us to develop different characters." This will be the 3rd live-action G.I. Joe movie, with Channing Tatum starring Duke back in 2009, G.I. Joe Rise of the Cobra, which was terrible, and Dwayne Johnson taking the mantle of Roadblock. Can we have him back, please? And 2013's movie G.I. Joe Retaliation. Can we have Dwayne Johnson? Can we have Dwayne the God Johnson back, please? I'm conflicted. I liked the rebooting because they kind of dug themselves in a hole.
A really big hole.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think G.I. Joe is very interesting. I never was a fan. So I don't really see the need for this.
It's just an alright property.
Yes, I agree.
Like, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero was a fine show, I guess. Not like high caliber brain intellectual stuff, but it's dumb action on Saturday morning.
I mean, let's be honest here.
It's to sell toys.
The PSAs were the best.
Oh yeah,
because they were ridiculous.
The 80s existed just to sell toys.
It did. Yeah, that's why the 80s existed, just to sell toys. 80s economy is run by toy sales.
You joke, but a lot.
I believe it. All right.
I just don't care. I really don't.
This next bit of news, I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh God, no.
Activision Blizzard Studios announces they're planning on creating a Call of Duty cinematic universe that can rival Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, please tell me that's still one of the leftovers from the April Fool's Day thing.
No. Leading the charge is Stacey Sher, who worked on Pulp Fiction, Django Unchained, and The Hateful Eight. She was the writer for those 3. I like her writing a lot. I like her a lot. I think she's a very, very talented writer. So that's one thing it has going for it. Along with Nick Van Dyke, former Disney senior executive who developed the Star Wars and Marvel brands. It's a good team. It's a good team that's on there, especially for Call. I think this is a good team for. I can't hate Stacey. I have to like her. Both are now co-presidents of the Activision Blizzard Studios. Van Dyke has said that we should not expect one of the Call of Duty games to be retranscribed and slapped into the big screen either. We're dealing with completely new stories set within the COD universe. After further data surveying, sorry, I had to do that one. Activision Blizzard Studios has concluded that people have spent over 14 billion hours playing or viewing Call of Duty content every year. Yeah, because people replay your games a lot. The online thing, there's a team of dude bros who love everything you do. I don't hate Call of Duty. I don't. Au contraire, there's a few Call of Duty games I absolutely adore and I think are fantastic and are great. Do we need a cinematic universe? Now,
Why?
We have the writer of one of the writers of Pulp Fiction, Django Unchained, and The Hateful Eight. So I can't say no, because that gives me faith. I have a little faith in it now. But why?
There's no reason.
You guys own Blizzard as well. Why don't you do an Overwatch universe, like a cinematic series, or do a StarCraft cinematic series? Why does it have to be Call of Duty? You're Activision. You own a bunch of good stuff. Why don't you do anything else you own? Why does it have to be Call of Duty? Because your biggest name? Well, yeah, but it's your biggest name because it's familiar. It's very different from game to game. The only reason why Infinite Warfare didn't do well at all is because it was so different, and no one wanted that.
I don't get why somebody thinks that a first-person shooter would make a good video game movie.
I don't think it's out of the... It's like a war movie, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. I think it can be good.
Like, if you do, like, the high-tech warfare stuff that they do, like, yeah, maybe I could see it. But I'm not going to sit in a movie theater for 2.5 hours
A lot of Call of Duty is special forces stuff, and the thing is, a lot of Call of Duty doesn't really have an overarching story. It's just game to game, it's its own unique story. And, like, I get it. There are, like... There are series within, like, the Modern Warfare series and the Black Ops series. Like, those two are definite standouts that have their own, like, long-telling stories. Call of Duty Black Ops is a little bit weird, though, about that. But, I mean, like, I don't see the purpose behind it. I don't think it's bad, per se. I think it can be done. I just don't think it needs to be done.
Yeah. That's my sentiment, too.
DC announces that The Watchmen is getting its very own R-rated animated adaptation movie.
Why?
Why not? Like, I don't think it needs to be a movie. I think it should be a limited series. I think it should be a 12-episode animated series or a 12-episode live-action series. I don't think it needs to be an animated movie.
I know why they're doing it. They're cashing in on the Rebirth thing, and
I
get it because there's a rekindled interest in the franchise again.
I don't think that's fair. I think since Watchmen is one of the most important, like, comic books ever created, and one of the most influential, and one of the most...
Like, I'll watch it.
I mean, I'm going to watch it happily. I love The Watchmen. You know how much I love The Watchmen.
There's just already a lot of Watchmen DVDs out there. There's the original cut. There's the director's cut. There's Tales of the Black Freighter.
Okay, no.
There's the animated motion comic.
That's not fair. All of that was all to tie into that one movie. The only one that's different is the animated comic, and that was just okay. That's not fair. You can't take all the different versions of the movie and say, but there's so many other ones. It's all the same thing over and over again. At least this is new. At least this is different. New team, people taking another hand at it.
All right.
I don't think it's fair. I think this is technically only the second time we've had Watchmen on screen before. Only the second time. It's not like Superman. We've had how many different versions of Superman? And before you say, well, Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4 was all one thing. No, let's be honest. 4 was entirely different from 1, 2, and 3. And people forget about 3. And then Returns was entirely different from all of those. So...
You're poking holes in my argument, little boy.
We've had 1, 2, 3, we had 4 different Batmans. I think a second Watchmen is fine. 5 different Batmans? I mean like character-wise, because we've had tons of different actors. We've only had like... We had 66 Batman. We've had 1980s
the Burton Batman.
The Burton Batman. But remember, that series lasts all the way to Batman Forever. In Batman and Robin. That's one long continuous story. Now it gets bad pretty fast, but it's a continuous story.
It's good for the first movie. It drops off at the second.
I just think it's fine.
Second's just
it's mediocre.
When you get down to it, it's just kind of a stupid movie.
And then the third one, I like the Riddler. And then the fourth one, I think it's hilarious. Then we have the Begins, Dark Knight Returns,
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Sorry,
it's
Batman.
So confusing for even I get them mixed up.
And then the Batman. Oh, we got the Universe Batman, Batfleck, which we're not gonna have that much longer.
I still believe in him. I like him. I'm hanging out with him.
Along with his Watchmen news, Carrie Payton, the voice of Aqualad from the Young Justice movie show, tweeted the announcement that the voice for Young Justice Season 3 is underway. You know, we'll just continue with, more animated stuff. So it started. They're doing it. Season 3. We ready?
Cool.
Are we ready? I think if they're smart, they'll make Season 3 a conclusionary season, tying up all the loose ends from Season 1 and Season 2, because we don't know if we're going to get Season 4. So I think it'd be smart for them to make a solid Season 3 ending to where, it ends there, but you can tell more stories, because this is
that's
comics.
Usually the preferred way to go.
I would even love if they did do a Season 4, doing a season between Season 1 and Season 2.
Yeah.
So I can get Jason Todd and see the death of Jason Todd, so he do the Killing Joke, because that'd be cool.
The Killing of Jason Todd.
Yeah, that's what happens
between Killing Joke?
That's what happens.
No, in the Killing Joke?
The Killing Joke is what happens between Young Justice Season 1 and Season 2. Jason Todd joins teams, the Killing Joke happens, and he dies. And then Season 2 starts.
I thought that was Death in the Family.
Sorry, Death in the Family, you're right, Killing Joke. Well, Killing Joke also kind of happens because Barbara Gordon's in the chair. Yeah. Like, all the big Batman stuff. Like, Batman's much darker in Season 2 for a reason, because all the major things just happen to him.
Huh.
Then again, we have Tim, and Tim's the best.
Hi, I'm Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim. I wonder if Season 3 is going to have Damian. Ooh, that means Jason Todd's going to come back from the dead. Ooh. Okay, I'm excited. I'm going to stop talking now. Can we just have a Batman? Can Season 3 just be Batman and Friends?
Wasn't that Brave and the Bold?
Yes. Brave and the Bold was the greatest. I love it.
I miss that show.
I do too. I'm glad it ended perfectly, though. DC has also announced that its DVD releases for Lego Batman is to hit digital HD May 19th and Blu-ray June 13th. Lego Batman earned over $300 million in the box office.
I thought it would have done better. I was hoping for a larger number.
$300 million is pretty good!
Yeah, I know, but like...
And that's just domestic, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Oh. I'm positive $300 million is just domestic.
I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray.
I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray. I love that movie.
I had fun.
Yeah. DC has cast Dolph Lundgren as King Nereus in James Wan's... I don't think James Wan is on Aquaman anymore.
Is he?
I think he left. I'm pretty sure he left. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But the upcoming live-action movie of Aquaman... this makes the potential for 3 villains within the upcoming movie as Black Manta, Patrick Wilson, and Patrick Wilson as Ocean-Masher. I can't pronounce Black Manta's actor name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Abdul Mateen II.
Thank you.
So Patrick Wilson is just one of Aquaman's many villains.
And it clicked to me like, wait a
minute.
Patrick! Shut up. This movie is set to be released in December 2018, and it's expected to shoot in Australia next month. Yeah, they pushed back that release date a whole year, didn't they?
A couple months, right?
9 months? Okay.
9 months.
I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed back even more, to be perfectly honest with you. I expect Justice League to be a complete and utter flop. And from that, they'll have to completely retool their entire universe.
God, so many newses.
I told you, dude, it was going to be a long one.
Alright, well, let's get going.
Shut up. Don't tell me what to do. I'm a big boy! The next Spider-Man animated movie has casted the lead role of Miles Morales as Shamik Moore. He's in Dope, and he's in Netflix's The Get Down.
I've not seen The Get Down.
I haven't seen The Get Down yet. I've seen Dope. I love Dope.
I
Dope's
saw the
awesome.
promo thingy for it, like the little advertisement.
I've heard it's fun. Lev Schreiber will voice the villain. I think that's his name.
Schreiber?
Schreiber, okay. The movie is separate from the current Marvel Cinematic Universe and will be released on December 21st, 2018.
Hopefully it's better than
Wait. It's gonna rival next year's Star Wars film? Do they want it to succeed?
Hey, man.
Oh, that's right, it is both Disney. You're right, Austin.
Hey, man. Alvin and the Chipmunks, Shipwrecked, went up against Force Awakens.
That took balls. That took balls.
We knew what the clear winner was, and we were disappointed when Star Wars beat them out.
Smart mouth.
It was clearly the film of the year. Should have won an Oscar.
I was impressed they kept that date, and I'm like, you guys lost, but I'm thinking, well, I mean, you lose against anything, so it's fine. Jude Law cast the next Fantastic Beasts movie as young Dumbledore.
Snore.
I don't care. I just don't care. The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find the movie was just okay, and that's being kind of nice about it, considering that if you watch that without reading the books and only watch the movies, it's entirely confusing.
Or as a relative outsider like I am, I've read like the first 3 books, 20 chapters. No, not even 20. Like 10 chapters of the 4th book. Watched maybe like 4 or 5 of the movies, and I was still lost.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is just a mediocre movie that is being hyped up by Harry Potter fans as being this great thing, but it's not, and unfortunately, it's just not. And a lot of my Harry Potter fan friends just.
I liked the blonde lady. She was nice.
She was cool. She had a cool character.
Everybody else just kind of sucked.
Academy Award-winning actress Janet McTeer has been cast in a key role for Jessica Jones season 2 on Netflix. Jessica Jones is looking to most likely be next Marvel season to come out on Netflix after the upcoming Defenders and Punisher series later this year. So, yay! Probably the villain. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the villain.
Probably.
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 I don't know who should play.
Hyperbole.
That is a villain, I believe.
Oh,
Pretty sure that's a Silver Age villain for either Marvel or DC.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a cool sounding name. Hyperbole?
I am Hyperbole. Onomatopoeia is a real villain.
Yeah. It's a weird villain, too. Deadpool 2 casts its Cable in Josh Brolin.
Okay.
Thanos is Cable. That's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited. I think he looks like Cable. I think he can do a good Cable. So, yeah. In the ultimate way to cash grab, Marvel has announced that Deadpool Kills Marvel Universe again is to be released in July 2017. The original writer, Colin Bunn, and the artist, Dalibor Talajic.
You're on your own for that one, buddy.
Are set to return for the miniseries. We don't need this. It doesn't need to happen. Deadpool Kills Marvel Universe was fine. It should just stay where it was. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need it to happen again. It's stupid to happen again. The ending of that story was cool. It's a cool ending. Perfect. Still whole best Deadpool story. It's my favorite. I love it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think it's compelling in a little bit of its own way. It blurs the line between art and reality, which I thought was kind of neat. But it's stupid. We don't need this.
I don't care. I'm not picking it up, so it doesn't affect me in the slightest.
Lucasfilm and IDW are joining forces for an all-age Star Wars comic titled Star Wars Adventures, which is to be set to be released in fall. The Chris Semney is set for the cover art, but no other announcements have been made on the official creative team on the book. Just so you know, Chris did Daredevil. More titles are to be expected to come out of this partnership alongside Star Wars Adventures, as they look to build a Star Wars comic universe for kids of all ages. I think it's a good idea. Why not? It won't be canon to the main universe. It'll be just a good place for kids to have their own fun. Go ahead, go for it. Be cute. Make it cool. They do like a teen Star Wars thing or something like that. Just think fun.
Watch it just be a bunch of Force rocks.
Oh my god! I will never live that down. The Force rocks. They will kill. They haunt me in my dreams. Ugh. So a photo of Deathstroke with what is DC. What? That's later.
Dang it, Austin.
Oh, come on, Austin. I put it toward the end. Don't worry. I'm getting there. I saved that one. That's my favorite news for the week. Photo of Deathstroke with what is DC with what DC is saying as his own Teen Titans team has been released. DC kind of spoiled the result of the big tie-in series between Teen Titans, Deathstroke, and Titans. But whatever, what can you do? So they kind of spoiled how Lazarus' contract is going to go. But whatever, the team's supposed to consist of members Kid Flash, Power Girl, Rose, and Jericho. Tara, who will be making her rebirth debut. Deathstroke 21 goes on sale July 5th, 2017, and that's apparently where the big universe event's going to start. No, the universe that's starting with Titans. My bad. Because Titans, Deathstroke. No,
Titans, Teen Titans, Deathstroke, Teen Titans Annual.
There we go. There's 2 Teen Titans. Remember that. I don't know about this move. Oh, that's a weird move.
Tempted for Power Girl and Kid Flash and Terra, but like, from what you've been saying about the Deathstroke series,
it wasn't good. I dropped it for a reason. I couldn't get into it.
Didn't you also drop Harley Quinn?
I dropped Harley Quinn. That was a stupid. I can't believe I picked it up in the first place. No! I'm waiting for Harley Quinn to go on $1, and I'm gonna buy it. I'm making. Can you stop?
I'm sorry.
There you go. Greg Rucka and Liam Sharp will be leaving Wonder Woman after issue 25. We all knew this was coming. We all knew it was coming. We know King, and we know King's gonna leave Batman at some point, and we know that
he better not.
Huh? King and Finch. We're gonna leave Batman at one point, and we know that the
Tomasi. And Gleason.
Gleason's new. Okay. Tomasi and Gleason are eventually going to leave Superman. It's all going to happen. This is how DC rolls. They let them do their stories they want to do, and they put a new team in. This is how they roll. It's a good thing. So they're leaving. Temporarily, we're going to have Shea Fonta, who will take over the writing for 5 issues. She did Superhero Girls. She'll take over for 5 issues for Wonder Woman, starting at 26. The Bombshell's artist will assist Fonta for the first 2 issues as well. So, like, Fonta will be on for a couple of issues. It's just like this transition period where they're going to figure things out. So, Liam Sharp said he'll be working on titles similar to Wonder Woman in the nearby future, but that has not been released in details at this time. So,
it better be Sensation Comics.
I hope it's Sensation Comics. I wonder what they're going to do with Greg Rucka. Are they going to get rid of Rucka, or are they going to put Rucka on a new book? I think that's a big question. They don't like to get rid of their teams. They like to just repurpose them into something else. Does that mean Rucka's going to get his hand in something else for a while?
Maybe.
And what do you want it to be?
Well, I really want Sensation Comics. Either that or just like a standalone Wonder Woman thing. That'd be cool.
I want to see Rucka get on a new character.
I'd actually like to see him do Superman again.
Yeah, he did a good Superman.
God, that was so... aside from the fact that he made... what's his name? Professor Hamilton, evil. Mm-hmm. Aside from that fact, like that whole Ruin arc saga thing, fantastic.
Okay.
At the time that he choked Batman because he was under control.
Yeah, that's fine, but...
Well, Batman was in the Justice League Watchtower, and he was just like, can't breathe.
I mean, it's fine, but I mean, like, how many times has Batman whooped Superman? A lot is the answer. Moving on. The latest release of X-Men Gold issue number 1 has controversy for hidden messages against Christians and Jews. The artist has been officially terminated by Marvel. His work will still be on issue 2 and issue 3 because they've already made it and there's no point just redoing it. The art is actually really good if you just take out the fact that he's a kind of a douchebag. Arbiso will be illustrating issue 4, which is set to be originally drawn by the artist, along with issue 5 and 6, with Kenny Lashley drawing 7, 8, and 9. Fire him. He's not allowed to work in the comic book industry anymore. He shouldn't work in the industry at all because what he did was kind of a terrible thing to do.
Says the guy that bought it.
Yeah, I bought it. Why did I buy it? Because they stopped selling them and they're releasing new ones without all the controversial stuff. And that's history right there. It's a book of history.
Okay.
It's when I put my kids through college.
Okay, well, just remember that, people were saying about the death of Superman and the time that he got the solar flare, and I had to pay $10 the week that book came out because stupid scalpers.
I'm kidding. Scalpers are the scum of the universe.
If you are a scalper, you probably ordered your steaks well done and think that the prequels are the superior films. So
if you're a scalper,
what I'm trying to say is that you're terrible.
If you're a scalper, I mean this in all seriousness. I mean, you're one of the many scums of the universe. You make things difficult for people who actually like things. You ruin things for actual fans and are terrible people, and I hate you. I hate you with all. If you come by, walk up my face, and say I'm a scalper, I'll punch you in the face. I have no problem with that.
I don't think they're gonna
I got
say it.
No, I got a scalper banned from my GameStop. He cannot make any sales anymore to us. He can't trade in. He can't trade stuff with us anymore. Yeah. You know why we did that? Because scalpers are scum.
Yep.
Like he can't. When he
They
buy,
force an aftermarket. They force the prices.
if he buys things from our store, he can only buy one, and we keep his purchase history up there, so he can only buy one. So if it gets stolen, that's it. Because he's a scalper. He bought like 3 Nintendo Switches and sold them all for like double the profit. Yeah, he's scum because people who did that are jerks and make things less fun for the rest of us. So, on the upside, on good news, Captain Phasma will have her own series. This series is supposed to be like the Journey to the Force Awakens, or this one is Journey to the Last Jedi. Captain Phasma supposed to bridge the gap between Force Awakens and the Last Jedi. I did my research, Austin. I looked into this book. I was excited.
So it's pretty much
just a miniseries.
So it's her journey through the trash compactor.
I hope. I want to
start out in the trash compactor. She's trying to move a couch like
we're gonna bridge
that
the
Family Guy
it's
special.
It's gonna start in September and obviously probably end in December. But 4-2 miniseries, yeah, which will bridge the gap between the two. I think it's a good idea. I like that. I like there's a bridge gap. I like that's Captain Phasma. I really like that new character. I think she's super rad. And with that, the news is now done. So, moving on from the news, let's go into the comics. Mario Bennese, will you please take it away?
Well, first off, we have Action Comics number 977, written by Dan Jurgens and art by Ian Churchill.
Churchill? He's still alive?
Get out.
He helped us in World War II.
Get out. Get out. This is probably like one of the best issues of Superman I've read in a very long time.
Yeah, it was very good.
It reminded me a lot of Action Comics number 500, just kind of like having Superman go back and look on his life.
Yeah.
And the art is just so beautiful.
Oh, the art is gorgeous, man.
I want to buy a second copy and just put it in a frame and have it on my wall because that cover is just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Even the variant cover.
Yeah,
the variant cover was also really pretty.
Yeah.
It was very impressive. I liked it a lot.
Just him in the fortress.
I like him. I like how they're just clarifying his origins.
Yeah.
It
works for me.
We'll get into it later, but we get to Supergirl later. But Supergirl it's the same reason I like Supergirl as reason I like this book. It clarifies a lot, and like I said, like the Mr. Mxyzptlk arc would live or die based on these tie-ins and based on this aftermath, and so far it's good.
Yeah,
the good aftermath.
Then to clear up any big confusion, that like this Superman's history. I mean, like if you've been keeping up with Superman like heavily, you know that the modern like pre-Flashpoint Superman's origin was like a combination of the John Byrne miniseries, Secret Origins, and Birthright.
Yeah.
So like this clarifies it. Like there's a specific panel of like Lex Luthor with him at the Kryptonite and stuff. That's straight from Secret Origin.
That's cool. It was cool. It looked cool looking. It's a beautiful comic too. Ian Churchill does a hell of a job.
I'm excited to see what's going to go on with Metallo.
Yeah, I wonder who his benefactor is.
Wasn't Parasite also in here?
Was he in there for a second?
I think so.
I think so too.
We're not really spoiling anything. This is already in the solicits.
And it's an arc. There's nothing to spoil in.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty straightforward. Like the solicits showed Metallo.
I miss him.
I
haven't seen him in a good arc since like.
He was in Reign of the Superman, wasn't he?
Yes, he was briefly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know he was in that Savage Dawn thing, but I wouldn't really call that a very good arc.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, and Blank. I don't remember him. I think he's a new guy.
I think so.
Maybe, I don't know. Next up is Batgirl and the Birds of Prey number 9, written by Julie Benson and art by Rogue Antonia.
This book's fine. It's okay. Last issue was interesting. This one's pretty interesting. Like, they kind of show like metahumans that live on the street and that aren't like accepted by society and kind of troubles they have, which is just cool. I like that. The art's fine looking. It's not the best. This comic line ain't that great. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who doesn't like Batgirl or like the Birds of Prey. If you don't like any of that, I wouldn't recommend it to you. But aside from that, this story's fine. You know, it's got some cool characters in it. Green Arrow shows up at some point, which I liked. Canary Undercover's pretty rad. So there you go. Not much to say about it, honestly. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay. Well, next up we got Detective Comics number 954, written by James Tynion IV and art by Marcio Takara.
This book was
pretty rad.
Awesome. I loved this book. I enjoyed it a lot. I read a lot of issue with with Shiva just kind of being there for this issue. I'm like, well,
I don't care.
Care?
The struggles between Raj and Batman for this.
Raj Al Ghul's in this issue. Who the hell cares about Shiva?
Yeah, she's been in like the last 3 issues.
The real fear is there. The man who strikes the fear in the heart of anyone is in there. You got Raj Al Ghul and Batman talking. That's some cool stuff.
And a really cool cage.
Yeah, and a really cool cage. There's a lot to spoil in this book. The last panel is beautiful and so cool.
Ooh, boy.
This book is pretty predictable for the most part, but predictable in that like way you're like, okay, so the characters are the characters. I really like that. It's a good book, beautifully drawn as always. James Tynion, great writer.
Totally.
He does really well at writing, Batman with like other villains and just that dialogue. He does really good dialogue between two characters, a good and evil character. And having them like trying to find some kind of solid like middle ground it was just really well done. He does really good writing for characters. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
It's good.
Also, I love Raj Al Ghul. Like I love him.
He's good.
I know it's Ra's al Ghul. You can pronounce it either way. Yeah. The creator of the character even said you can pronounce it either way, so you can all calm down.
He's good.
He's good.
Next up, we got Flash number 20, and that's written by Joshua Williamson and art by Neil Googe.
Nope, this book hurts me. We can't talk about it. Moving on. This book hurts me. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. This book and another book we'll get to later. The last panel is just pain. Just pain and suffering. That's all it is pain and suffering. I just can't handle it.
It's good though.
It's good though. It's so good. It's a one-issue arc, and I'm like, this is a one-issue story. I'm like, this is really good. And I get to the end, I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. Bad touch. Bad touch.
I like the art though.
Yeah, I thought the art was gorgeous. Gooch did a hell of a job.
I kind of miss DG and Domenico, but I totally like this art.
This art, it does have its moments though that looks a little weird.
A little bit, yeah. I'll give you that. And did you notice like for the first page or so with the little dialogue text box or whatever, that the lettering was kind of off. Like, it would start one word and then like it would continue it, but it would be completely spelled out.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. I'm like,
and it's just for the one box. Just for the one box.
No, 2 boxes.
Two boxes. It's
on 2 boxes. Same
like
panel.
like there's a capital T and it's cut off. And then, like, it starts at the next line,
weird,
and it's lowercase the.
It's such a weird, like...
What?
It's a weird choice.
I think that was non-intentional. Speaking of intentional and unintentional stuff, I was paying really close attention to the first panel in Action Comics to go back, like, 4 books. There's a book that says Siegel and Schuster on the binding. Like, it's called Siegel and Schuster.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So... But, yeah, it was just a weird thing that I noticed in the Flash book. But, that was fun. It was nice to have a book that wasn't really focused on Flash.
Yeah, it was definitely a breather issue.
Yeah.
We needed that. A lot of Flash.
That and, like, you kind of had to have something to fill in the gap between what happened the last thing and then the button, which is like, whoo, boy, howdy.
It's going to happen, bro. It's going to happen.
Who's got the button? Button.
I got the button. You got the button. I got the button.
Nose.
Isn't Reverse Flash is going to be in that? Like, Eobard Thawne Reverse Flash is going to be in the button. That's going to be something to behold.
And Jay Garrick.
No, I'm really excited for this.
I miss him.
I do too.
Well, next up we got Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 18, written by Robert Venditti and art by Kenneth V. Marion.
I like this book.
I had fun.
I like how Guy Gardner was the adult for once, and that just threw me for a loop. I started laughing because Guy Gardner pointed out, "I have to be the adult now. What the hell is going on?" And I'm like,
"What was the other guy's name? Was it like
some weird name,
Kilgore or something, or Warkill or Arkill?
Arkill, yeah.
Arkillo. Armadillo.
Armadillo. Let's just call him Armadillo from now on.
They're like, yo, you're gonna start some stuff. You're gonna take it up with us. Shake hands, lickety split. Anyway, that was a pretty nice punch you threw there, Kilowog. Oh, it's all in the legs.
It's all the legs. I mean, you're so big, you could probably get a punch behind it. I'll show you how. I'm just like, what happened? Why are they not fighting?
I'm looking forward to it, though.
Saint Walker's in it,
stuff.
and Saint Walker's awesome. He's the only Blue Lantern member that's actually cool.
Then
Austin's just sitting there staring at me, going, "Bro, Space Ape for no apparent reason. Space Ape's there." I'm like, "Okay, cool, I guess. It's been a while. How you doing, buddy?"
I know you like space and apes.
I know. Oh my god,
it's good.
It's really good.
This book has really been selling me a lot on the Green Lantern lore.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's every issue. It's Venditti every issue he knocks it out of the park. Every issue's an adventure.
I remember a lot of people.
Every interesting experience. Huh?
I remember a lot of people hated his stuff for the New 52 because like
what did he do?
He made Ferris. What's her name? Carol Ferris. Like date Kyle Rayner for a while, and I remember a friend of ours was really mad about that, and he dropped the title because of that.
Who, Caleb?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Remember that, Austin? He got really mad at that. I'm like, I kind of get it, because it's like Lois Lane going on a date with like Lex Luthor. Well, no, they're completely different people. With Batman, and like meaning it, but like to drop a title over that's kind of weird. But
yeah,
I think he's doing really good work here, especially because it's like. Get back to the roots, guys. Like, no more of this thing.
I also like how the Green Lantern Corps and the Yellow Lantern Corps have to work together. It's cool. I like this idea of hope and fear working hand in hand. You know?
Will and fear.
Will and fear, not hope.
Will and grace.
Yeah. Will and fear having to work together hand in hand because, you know, it takes will to overcome fear. You know, and fear can make your will strong. And I like this idea, like, you know, fear scares the criminals, but will supports the citizens. So there's like this interesting balance dynamic they have going on. It's like they're always conflicting. I think it's pretty cool. Also, that yellow and green like side by side, just think it looks rad.
Yeah, I'm about it. I'm about this book, but I'm not about this next book. Justice League of America #4, written by Steve Orlando and art by Ivan Reyes.
You dislike this more than I do. It's over. This story's over.
The first villain was so boring.
And it was fine. It was a fine ending. It was a 4-issue story. I'm glad it ended at issue 4. I'm glad it wasn't one of those like it's gonna be 10 issues of this. I'm like,
please,
no. It ended. Like story.
There's just a lot of talking in this where there doesn't need to be.
This is a bi-weekly book.
Yeah.
So in a couple weeks we get the news story, which is good.
Hopefully it's better.
Hopefully.
Like I mentioned this to you before you read it. Like
there's a lot of talking. Just a lot.
They're fighting
at inappropriate times too.
Like during a fight, like I get you're trying to like do two different kinds of fighting, both ideologies and physical, but like
there's this whole
give me like a college lecture on why you're right.
There's a whole section of the book where these two are fighting, and it's just this long, drawn out panel. There's all this dialogue. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I
ended up
it was one of the two books that I put off till the very end.
Yeah, I ended up speed reading through it just so I can get done with it.
Yeah, the art was nice though.
Yeah, it was fine. Reyes is a good artist.
Yeah. Well, I like this next book a lot though. New Superman #10, written by Gene Luen Yang and art by Victor Bogdanovic.
This is the week of betrayals. This is the week of betrayals.
Yeah.
New Superman is not fair. It's not nice.
I should have seen it though.
I know.
It's in the guy's name. It's in the guy's name.
I know. It's so. I feel so stupid now.
I like
what? What?
Also, it's so good though.
I like how they point out how racist a certain character is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
A lot of yellow fear going around when that came out, when the first issue of Detective came out.
Do I make you uncomfortable? And I'm just sitting there like, actually, yes, surprisingly.
Like, I know it's a completely racist depiction, but like that's it looks.
It's
cool.
A cool design.
It's a cool design. I get why people. Like, I get why it's racist, but like the white eyes kind of thing, and like the jagged teeth. It looks cool.
It looks intimidating. But racist as hell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I think I wrote about this in the review for the Superman homepage. I figured out something that Yang is trying to say. Pretty much like this entire purpose of this character is just kind of like to drive the point home that we all have the potential to be like Superman.
Yeah.
It's within us. We just got to work for it.
Yeah, I like that. I like how this whole thing is about, like, for Kanan to be Superman, he has to find it within himself, to find the Superman within, and to concentrate. I think that's really cool. Because Superman is always supposed to be what we look up to and idealize to what we like, you know, we want to become Superman. It's we want to be like Superman.
Yeah, because he's like this ideal, like this impossible ideal, but it's like, no, you just got to work on it day by day.
Mm-hmm. And then Kanan's like, yeah, you can see when he concentrates and he's patient, he gets things, and he works on himself and he gets better and he gets things. When he acts more like Superman, he gets to be more like Superman, which I thought it's really cool. Also, I like how his thighs activated it's the X-ray vision. I'm like, you guys are being cheeky. I even how like Kanan points out, okay,
waiting for a dirty joke from Superman, but he doesn't because he's Superman.
Yeah, he's like, I shouldn't be shocked. This is Superman. I'm like,
also,
okay.
like, the designs for the demons are cool.
Oh yeah, they're rad.
And then the horse guy and the ox guy.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Victor's art is just impressive.
I love it.
I like
did
how he
notice
uses color.
this one thing though. For the American characters, he draws them a lot like Michael Turner would. Just like the eyebrow thing.
Yeah.
Like, have you noticed that, Austin? Yeah. It's good though. I like it.
It's good.
Next up, we got Red Hood and the Outlaws #9, written by Scott Lobdell and art by Dexter Soy.
It's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
I love Bizarro.
He's
such a good boy. He's trying so hard to be a hero.
I love him so much.
He drops the plane to stop the other planes to pick up the plane again. And then Red Hood's like, look at him. He's showing restraint. He let the pilots lose their lives. Proud of him. I'm like, what? He blew up 2 planes, bro. We don't have restraint. He didn't even do it.
Yeah, the Bizarro parts.
That am rude. How do you like it?
Actually, I was going to say that the Bizarro parts were the best parts of this book.
Absolutely.
But the Jason parts were also really good.
The latter half.
Yeah.
With Jason.
Yeah,
was
the bit where,
just him and, like, the younger version of himself standing next to each other.
They go to Karak.
Yeah, that was, and, like, where he is, it's kind of heartbreaking, to be honest with you.
That panel, that one
I
splash
know.
panel.
My God. I'm like, okay, book, calm down. Calm down with the hurt feelings. Banning this issue, though, I'm interested to see where it goes.
Also, we should mention that this is the week that they started the bumping up of the monthly titles to $3.99.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But hey, we get a digital comic, a free one, of the same book that we just paid for.
Is it the same book? I thought it was a different book.
Yeah, no, it's the same book.
Same book,
from what I understand. Well, next up we got Star Wars Dr. Aphra #6, written by Kieran Gillen and art by Kev Walker.
It's good. It's a good book. Ends the story pretty well. I liked it. I thought it was fun. It all went the places I thought it was going to go for the most part. I don't really twist, but I like how they explain this whole, like, ancient Jedi relic, Jedi place thing. I thought it was really well done. The art is strange. It's good for most of it, but there's just certain panels that I'm like, what? Why? Why does it look funny? Why does your face look funny? Like, there's one part where she's just laying down, and, like, I know he's, like, trying to draw her, not wearing a bra, just relaxing, and I'm just like, but it looks like a blob. I'm like, ugh, like, no.
Something sexist.
It's not really sexist, it just looks funny. It looks like he tried to do something and just didn't go the way he expected.
I'm beating you to the punch before
and
trolls hit you.
And it's fine, yeah, right. And it's fine, like, it's not bad. It's just certain moments I'm like, that just looks weird. It just looks a little funky. Like, I get what you're trying to do. I just don't think you, like, really did it well enough. Also, I guess Aphra is either bi or lesbian.
That's cool.
It didn't click to me. That was pretty cool.
It's pretty rad.
And her dad points out, you have terrible taste in women. She looks at him and says, like, makes 2 of us, huh? I'm like, dang,
Get
girl.
wrecked, son.
Get wrecked. She's like that, like, it runs in the family. And I'm like, dang. But Gillen's a great writer, and she shines in this, because the ending of this book, I'm like, for most of the book, I'm like, okay, this is all pretty predictable, and, like, one thing happens, I'm like, I don't think Aphra would really do that based on the character you've presented. But then, like, the second half of the book, I'm like, no, perfect. Exactly what she would do. She's insanely stupid. Cool, let's see where this goes. Because this is going to tie into the Screaming Citadel, and it can only go wrong. Let's get rich. Love that last line. Let's get rich. So great. It's such a great book. Such a great story. Let's go to the next one.
Well, next up we got Suicide Squad number 15, written by Rob Williams and art by John Romita Jr.
I like this book. I like the second half of this book.
Second half is much better.
I think because the first half is just like all the stuff's happening, you're like, but why?
Yeah.
And then the second half of this book is better art.
It explains
why
this arc exists.
It's like Rob Williams is writing both the first and second half, right?
Is he?
Yeah, he's writing the first and second half. It's just different art in the second half. So Rob Williams is a good writer. He says it's he says it's this really interesting story. Like the first half leaves you in suspense, the second half explains everything. It makes a lot of sense, and it works out really well. You get into the mind that is Amanda Waller, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
You get to see her. This book is aptly named
The Price You Pay.
The Price You Pay, and I think it's very aptly named because it's definitely about the price that Amanda Waller is paid to protect the American people. And I think it's interesting because she says it's to protect the American people, but it's more like to protect her own interests.
Oh, totally.
And I just think it's really well done. But like all the Suicide Squad books, I think the first half is interesting, but the art is awful. And I think the reason why I like this one so much is because the second half is just so interesting and explains everything, and the art is gorgeous. The art is gorgeous. I love it.
Absolutely. You and I kind of had a problem with the amount of violence in this.
It's not violence. There's a particular panel, on spoiler, but I think anyone getting this book should know. There's a point where Boomerang cuts off someone's head. You had a problem where you felt it was a little out of character. I think it's, considering the circumstances, it's perfectly within character because Boomerang is the one of the rogues that has no issue with killing. And that's why him and the rogues haven't gotten along, because they have minutes where he's the one that's okay with killing. Yeah. And that's why he's in the Suicide Squad. He's okay with killing. I just think it was like
gratuitous.
It's very gratuitous. That one panel, I'm like, that was
like when I got to that panel, I am not joking. I seriously flipped the cover over. I'm like, am I reading a rated T book? Because this feels like it should be rated like R.
But this is we live in the States, man. Where violence is fine as long as there's no sex. It's just stupid.
That's stupid. They show like the spinal cord and stuff, and then like when somebody gets their hand cut off, like they show the bone for that. And
I didn't mind that as much because it's just what got me about the Boomerang one is there's just so much blood just everywhere. His Boomerang was entirely covered in blood. His hand was covered in blood. There's blood all over him. Like, I get it, cut a guy's hand off, but I feel this panel, if done by a better artist, I would be like more interested. But since it's Romita Jr.,
it just looks like a bunch of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, since it's done by Romita Jr., I feel there's a level of like it's not done well enough to excuse how messy it is because it just looks messy, and because of that, it just looks gratuitous.
Like, and I'm not like a prude in any sense of the word. Like, I don't mind watching slasher films where blood's spewing left and right and heads are getting cut off, but this just felt a little bit much.
Yeah, this felt like much, and I think a lot of the problem has to do with the fact being that it's just not done well artistically.
Yeah.
And I think Romita Jr.'s way to make up the fact being he can't make it look compelling is that he just made it look bloody, and I'm like, that doesn't make it better, dude.
No.
I don't like Romita Jr.'s art in this at all. He shouldn't be on Suicide Squad. He just doesn't fit this.
He doesn't fit anything.
This cover, can we talk about the cover of this book? Just looks atrocious.
And then you see the in-comic...
the reasoning just makes no damn sense.
It's like, just stop.
Just stop. All right.
Well, next up we got a good Supergirl comic.
Oh my god,
Supergirl number 8, written by Steve Orlando and art by Matias Bergara.
It's the Supergirl book we've needed, man.
The art's a little bit wonky at times, but I'll excuse it because the writing's good.
It's the Supergirl book we needed.
Yeah.
This is the one that also had that big last panel reveal, right?
Was there a big panel?
No, that was New Superman.
Yeah.
This book was good though.
I enjoyed this a lot. We haven't had Kara and Clark sit down for a long time.
And
through the entirety of the New 52, all they did was fight, and it just got so boring.
It was kind of cool to see the two of them getting along again. Oh no, there was that big last reveal, but we get it throughout, and it's just kind of cute.
Yeah.
I love the art in this book. I especially love the last panel, but that's because I'm biased.
I like the thing that she does with her glasses, where like
The hair color changes.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm
That's
like,
really cool.
That's cool. I guess you kind of get like those are one of the perks you get with working with the government.
Yeah. The government.
Government. Yeah, I actually
steal our jobs.
If I had one complaint, kind of, it would just be that I would prefer to have the cover artist do the art for the interior, just because the cover art's just so gorgeous.
It is super pretty. You know what I liked about Supergirl? There's a lot of moments in Supergirl where the person who drew Superman decided to like get a little sneaky, and draw Superman to look like classic Golden Age Superman. I'm like, yeah, boy, I see what you're doing, homie. I like it. I like what you're doing there.
I loved this issue a lot. It was good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I was telling you, it's probably my favorite issues of the week. I really love this issue.
And it explained the whole thing with the split Superman and the joining thing.
Yeah, no, like I said, the tie-ins are gonna make or break. The aftermath's gonna make or break that story, and so far, it's making it better. It's making it very, very, very good. This book explains so much. So much makes sense now, and I like it a lot. I'm like, okay, I understand why everything's happening the way it is.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Can't wait for next week.
Same.
See Batman take on some evil cows or something.
evil cow aliens.
Next up, we got Titans #10, written by Dan Abnett and art by Brett Booth. It was a romper.
It was good. It was a good ending to the story. I liked the last page was pretty cool.
Honestly, I thought the arc ended last issue. I was under that impression when I picked it up. I'm like, why are the Fearsome Five on the cover? Oh, okay. Oh, we're still going with this. All right. Oh, I'm not mad. I just kind of want to do something else.
I agree. I agree.
It was, out of all the arcs that we've had, it was definitely the weakest one. But that's not to say that it was boring.
They just had to end it at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the next one is the Lazarus contract, so you can tell they're just ready to get it done.
Yeah.
It's fine. It looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. Yeah. It's just fantastic.
Has some cool fight stuff going on.
Brett Booth is a hell of an artist, man. Good on him. He just impresses me every time.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
We got some cool reveals.
Oh, we did get some cool reveals.
We got a sad thing.
Oh my god, we got many sad things.
That's all we got.
This book hurt me, man. This book hurt me as well.
Oh, we got this
I'm getting hurt a lot this week, guys. It's not fair, man. You don't need to calm down with hurting me, all right? Enough with the feels.
We just got a bunch of
Can we just move on?
That's all we got this week. Just a bunch of
next thing you know, you're going to tell me the next issue of Batman that, like, one of the Robins is paralyzed because he got hung. I'm like, no, stop!
Plot twist, it's Dick Grayson.
Plot twist is Damian Wayne. Oh! Alright, let's continue.
Next up, we got Wonder Woman #20, and it's written by Greg Rucka and art by Bilky Evely? I think I said that.
Evely.
Art's gorgeous.
Art's pretty. Like I said, the Godwatch book is more interesting than the Truth book.
Yeah.
So, I was Godwatch. I'm happy. It was very good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that double splash page where like the big action goes down.
Yeah. Also, the two stories are actually finally converging into one.
It makes things make a lot more sense.
Yes, but
I feel like
Truth is still not as interesting.
I feel like if I sat down and read them all in one go, it would be a little easier to follow.
I honestly if I read Godwatch first and then read Truth, it'd be better.
Yeah.
I feel like I should just do it that way. But like I said, like Godwatch is the superior title. It's
totally.
So fascinating. And Truth is cool, but I have to wait another week for Godwatch. So why do I want Truth? I don't. I want Godwatch.
It's so much cooler.
Yeah, it is so much cooler.
They just steal a girl's face.
It's so effed up, dude. It's so messed up. It's so wrong. It's uncomfortable. I love how Greg Rucka writes for the gods. It's perfect. It's totally. Just perfect. It's so perfect.
Also, the fact that part of the bargain is that Circe wants two backstage passes to a Bruce Springsteen concert.
Yes! I'm like, Circe, what's wrong with you? This is serious nonsense.
I mean, I'd go catch a Springsteen
Tricks
show.
Wonder Woman to capture gods. I'm like, I like this entire book. Wonder Woman's like the secondary character. It was really cool. This is why I like Godwatch. Like, the side characters are super interesting.
Yeah, the secondary or tertiary kind of characters in this are actually really kind of interesting.
And I like how I like how Rucka recognized that he wrote good characters. He's like, yeah, they can hold an issue on their own. Why not? I'm like, good on you, Rucka. That's how you know you're a good artist. You can write side characters that can hold an issue on their own. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
He's such a good writer. He's such a good writer. That's to be sad to see him leave, but I want to see what his next big thing is.
Same.
All right, guys. Well, that was the comics for the week. It was a pretty good week. I mean, we only had one stinker, so.
JLA.
2 stinkers, JLA and Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
At least Suicide Squad was like entertaining. Like it was. The second half was just great. I loved the second half.
Everything else.
JLA was boring. So let's get on to Garbage Day. Garbage Day. This week's Garbage Day is Smurfs: The Lost Village.
Snore.
Oh, I was talking to you about this after the film. This is a gorgeous film.
Yeah,
the animation in this film is utterly impressive.
Totally. Like within the first 5 seconds of the film, I'm like, you know what? I haven't even seen a single Smurf yet, and you already captured Peyo's style.
Yeah.
Props to you guys.
I do think art-wise, this just captures why I love the Smurfs.
Yeah, Smurfs are pretty rad.
I don't hate this movie. I don't love this movie. I like it. It captures the reason why it feels like a Smurfs movie. It feels like a Smurfs thing, and I enjoy that. I think it's fun. I think the story's terrible.
Oh, the story's terrible. It's cliched. It's predictable. It's boring. Nobody's got any real motivation.
It's the Smurfs, and though I don't use this as an excuse, I'm like, it reminds me of watching old Smurf stuff, and because of that, I really enjoy it because it reminds me of watching Smurf stuff. So I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I liked it. I had fun with it. I laughed a lot. It had me laughing a lot. You kind of looked at me. It's like, come on, don't laugh. This movie's bad. I'm like, yeah, but it's funny.
I mean, it's got a really talented cast. It's got Danny Putty. It's got Rainn Wilson, Demi Lovato, Joe Manganiello, who's apparently going to be playing Deathstroke.
If Deathstroke's showing up, that might not happen actually.
Oh, well, we got D. Bradley Baker.
Did Manganiello was supposed to play Superman at one point? Wasn't he one of the choices for Superman?
I don't remember.
Pretty sure he was one of the choices for Superman before they picked Henry Cavill.
We got Julia Roberts.
Yeah, she did a good job.
As
all of the great job. This entire cast is fantastic. It's hard because it's one of those garbage day films when we came back and we're like, well, the reviews aren't that fair. This movie's fun.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people complaining about it, and it's mostly just because sexist because Smurfette, and I'm like,
really, that's the complaints? But I thought the whole thing's a girl power thing.
They're like, oh, well, the entire film focuses on how the Smurfs define Smurfette, and she doesn't have her own definition of herself.
Well, yeah, because there's a whole thing about, them trying to define who she is, and the definition being that you don't need to define her. She can just be herself, and then you need to accept that.
Yeah, people like to get...
That's kind of a open-minded thing to do. Its own subtle way, it tackles racism. And, not racism, sexism. Wow, I'm sorry.
No, we kind of got a little bit of that when they're like, "What do you think this last lost tribe of Smurfs gonna look like?" And I'm like, "Well, what?" They're like, "Well, what if we don't like them?" And I whisper over to Christian, "What if they're black?" And then, I kid you not, the very next line, "What if they're a different color?"
And we're like, "No, movie, stop there! Hit the brakes! Hit the brakes!
You're going too far."
You don't want into this minefield. We're kidding. We are kidding. Don't do it. What if they're orange? We're like, no, movie, stop!
Stop at that color.
Break! But no, this movie actually tackles sexism in an interesting way. I don't think it's a unique way. I just think it's an interesting way because it's a bunch of males trying to
attempt, but there were some bits where I'm just like, really, we're doing this? Oh, girls are better than guys. Oh,
yeah, there was a whole thing at the very end, we don't need guys. I'm like, that's fine. I mean, but that
you can be independent of males, but don't say that we're all useless.
But they do. The ending of the movie does point out how if cooperation's the best way for anything to happen. I'm like, it's fine. And the Smurfette story is a lot like the Smurfette story is very mythology based. A lot of mythologies have the creation of woman being a punishment or a downfall of man. One of them is the Christian story of Eve being created from Adam, and Eve being man's downfall, and a bunch of stuff like that. It's all through it. There's it's riddled throughout mythology. This is a common theme, but it kind of puts a new spin on that, saying that yeah, you can be created to be the downfall, but it doesn't mean you have to be. You have a choice. You always have a choice. I thought that was interesting. It's fine.
It's not as bad as everyone's making it out to be, but it's not very good either. It's
hard to talk about because it's not.
There's nothing to.
I always say, do you like the Smurfs? Yes, you will like The Lost Village. You will have a good time with this movie. It's fun.
Azrael was by far the best character.
Azrael is such an a-hole, though, man. I love that cat.
He's just pitch perfect, just like how he was in the show.
Yeah, just amazing.
The one thing I did kind of have a little bit of a problem with, it's kind of nitpicky.
Azrael's like, whatever, dude.
It's the modern day references.
Oh, no, they were a problem.
Like, there's a picture of like Smurf Albert Einstein and Brainy Smurf's lab or whatever.
I think that was cute. I'm pretty sure it's a reference to the show as well.
Then they reference like the moon landing.
Yeah, that was weird.
I'm like, this is set in medieval times. You guys shouldn't. No. And I swear, at one point they have a montage set to Eiffel 65. I'm blue.
I don't know about you. I loved that.
I hate that song.
I love that it was I'm Blue. It made me so happy.
Don't you sing it, Austin.
It's made me so happy because I'm just like, movie, you're funny. You've got a sense of humor. Good for you.
I feel like the movie soundtrack was way better than the pop soundtrack that they threw in. Because
it was
there
weird.
were moments where it felt a little bit like Lord of the Rings and a little bit like Pirates of the Caribbean. And I'm like,
it had that adventure.
Cool with
it had that Smurfy adventure feeling, and I'm like, when they did the pop soundtrack, it was just so out of place. I'm like, this doesn't need to be there. Like your music's fine. Just make another.
Yeah.
Have the writer to that music just make more.
And
I'm sure he'll be fine with it.
I can guarantee you, like, without even looking at the thing, that Meghan Trainor sang the songs because she's in the movie.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if she did. She's a good singer. I mean, for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, she did that song for the Peanuts movie that I kind of liked.
But I never saw the Peanuts movie.
It's good.
I've heard.
I want to get it on Blu-ray, but it's still too expensive.
Yeah, whenever you get it, I'll watch it with you. I never saw it.
Beautifully animated, very true to the comics and stuff.
Well, that's good.
And this one doesn't feel as much like a cynical cash grab.
Oh no, those live action movies were.
Those were cynical. Those were cynical.
This
one feels like they cared a little bit.
This felt like it was made from a place of love. Like they love the original material, obviously.
But they're also trying to,
they're trying to make money.
Figure out what works and use things that have worked in the past. The dancing sequence at the end, Shrek did it, so let's do it in this one.
I mean,
I'm tired of every animated kids film having a stupid dance sequence at the end.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Freaking Norman the North did it too.
You didn't love the god tier material that was Norman the North?
The stupid lemmings. Stupid freaking lemons.
Okay. Well,
it's just okay.
Yeah, Garbage Day is fine. Like I said, if you like the Smurfs, go and see it. You'll enjoy yourself to a degree.
I wouldn't recommend paying full price. See
it
on a discount.
See it on a discount day, dude.
Or if it's on Netflix and or if you got like a kid or something
honestly,
you're watching,
just
pop it on. It'll keep your kid quiet for 90 minutes.
Just wait until it comes out in DVD. Not even 90. It's an 80-minute movie.
Yeah, oh well, it'll keep your kid quiet
for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, let's get out of Garbage Day, and this week we're going to do the Rewind. The Rewind's actually an interesting one. It's a movie that came out back in 2015 that me and Mario never saw. And after the hype died down and everything went aside, me and him actually sat down and finally watched it. The movie is called The Big Short. Now I know what you're thinking. The Big Short was huge when it came out. People loved it. It had a lot of discussion behind it. We never saw it. I wanted to see it in 2015, but I just had so much going on around that time period. I never actually got to see it.
We're plebs.
Yeah. And I completely forgot it existed. Then it came out on Netflix, and then I just sat down and watched it. I'm like, fine. And I watched it. I'm like, this movie was fascinating. Mario, watch this.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, The Big Short is directed by Adam McKay, who did a very good job.
Oh, totally.
Written by Charles Randolph. Thank you. And Adam McKay. Adam McKay's writing could be a little better. Starring a fantastic cast of Christian Bale, not me, Stephen Carell, Ryan Gosling, Marcia Tomei, Mercy Tomei, thank you, and Rudy. I can't pronounce that last name.
Eisenzoff. And Brad Pitt's in there briefly.
Brad Pitt's the producer. He's the producer's this. I think he's in the movie for like a half a second.
Yeah.
I think, like I said before, my biggest problem with The Big Short is just writing moments, and it's just how certain things happen in certain orders. I'm just like, it's just a little off.
There are a lot of sequencing problems. Well, not like glaring, but like every once in a while, I'm like, okay, when is this taking place?
It does feel a little choppy.
Like, especially at the beginning when they're trying to introduce you to all the key characters.
Yeah,
I
do have to respect though how they to make the housing crash interesting. They took famous celebrities and gave them very funny lines.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was how they explained it was very clever. I did my own side research. There's a couple little things that were just a little off, but other than that, it was pretty straightforward what it was. Just a couple details that are wrong, but for the most part, this is how the housing crash happened. There's a lot more detail behind it, but for the most part, yeah. I love the fake out ending.
Yeah.
We know it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And then tries to make you fake it out. Like, this is gonna happen. This is like, no. Everyone got away with it. U.S. government bailed out the banks, and we all blamed poor people and poor people and immigrants. And I'm like, yeah, it's even more prevalent in this day and age.
Yep.
What did you think of it?
Well, at first I didn't know what to think of it, but then there were like some things that they did that just kind of got me on board. One of the first things was them playing Blood and Thunder by Mastodon. Like,
what's really cool is that
cool with this, and then they followed it up with Puppets by Metallica.
What I love about it is,
and Eye of the Beholder. So.
Well, I like how they take those music and they take those snippets and they tie it in.
Yeah.
Like, I like more feel-good ink. I think there's more feel-good inks there.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool because they just got the banking's license, and it just goes with this, like, the music captures the feeling of the characters, and all the music are supposed to capture the feeling of the moment, which connects you to the film more. It meshes it together better. I'm like, that's really clever, guys. That's
using the music to tell
That's
the story.
how you use greatest hits. We already love them. Use them to connect us to the characters. It's very clever. I'm very impressed.
I mean, Eye of the Beholder's a pretty deep cut for a Metallica tune, but I liked it a lot. Like, the soundtrack, pretty rad. Like, Zeppelin, Metallica, Mastodon. Who else did they have in there? I think they had Neil Diamond in there at one point.
How
Gorillaz.
I like how Christian Bale's character listens to metal music.
That's gonna be me.
Yeah.
I mean, not a stockbroker, but just listen.
But I like
to metal.
how, because like he's super smart and calm on the outside, but that metal music gives you an insight to how he feels on that inner rage that he has inside of him, and that inner anger and that inner anguish, because he is so smart and he is so much better than everybody, but he has to like follow these rules that he hates. And that one drumming scene of him just alone.
Oh, Pantera also.
Yeah, alone. I love Pantera. Alone with nobody there, and he just breaks down. Just breaks down the drums. He's just so angry and he's so frustrated, and everything is beating on him because he knows he's right, but no one believes him because he can't prove it. But he just knows it. And just seeing that just for a second, where he just breaks down because no one's watching, and it's just so good. And I like how they use metal music in that way to show, like, some people use metal music, go, metal music's bad, and this one's like, no, metal music's complex. It's
it
about
helps you sort it out through your feelings.
Yeah, it's about the inner person. The inner frustration, the inner anger, and it's very well done because you can see we don't get an insight to his character through his dialogue. We get it through the music. Music in the movie is very key about giving how characters are feeling, about giving emotional cues, and it's very well done. Also, they also do celebrities in the same way.
They do. That was one of the other things I was going to touch on. How they use, like those little celebrity cutaways to explain rather complex situations and concepts in terms of financial banking and stuff. I am in no way, shape, or form. It made you feel smart in terms of this kind of stuff. I might as well just be like a failing student in an economics class. And I appreciate that they took the time out to explain these things to the average viewer.
And I know I come off as a bit of a know-it-all when it comes to a lot of things. I dabble a lot on a lot of different topics, but this is a topic that when I saw The Big Short, I'm like, what is this about again? I saw the housing crisis. I'm like, I'll learn a thing or two. I know why the housing crisis happened, but I don't know the nitty details, and this got into nitty details. I looked it up, make sure some of them were all correct, and there's a couple corrections in there, but I don't fault the movie. It's just because it had to be a good movie. But I learned something at the end of the day. I'm like, cool. I needed that. It's good job, movie.
Yeah. One of the other things I really dug is that every once in a while the characters would be like, it didn't actually happen like this way. This is just kind of, for the convenience of the plot. But, we didn't actually find out about this in the office or the lobby of a bank. I'm like, okay, well, you're I like how you're admitting that a lot of this is just kind of fabricated to make the plot flow a little bit easier.
What I love about this is the narrator being the scummiest character of all the main characters. The one just super scumbag. But he's a scumbag. He's a guy who screws people over, but he's screwing rich people over. He's screwing people that are screwing us over. And he points out, yeah, I'm making a profit. Yeah, I just give myself a bonus. So what? I earned it. You can dislike me, you can hate me all you want. But look what I've achieved. Did I hurt you? No, of course I didn't hurt you. I hurt them. I took their money. I didn't take your money. But then we kind of points out how their money is our money, and like if you think about it, it's like no, he did screw over us because he's part of a problem system. And I like how Steve Carell character has to like to now tackle that problem that he is a part. He just made $1 billion off a corrupt system. He's now a millionaire off a corrupted system, and you can tell like at that moment that he has to now
live with that,
grapple with that. And it was that final push that he is now the monster that he fought back that pushed him to opening up at his brother and trying to get help.
Yeah.
Which I thought was just brilliant. Steve Carell, he always shocks me when he plays in a serious role.
Oh, yeah.
Because he always does it so well.
What was the one was it Crazy Stupid Love?
Yeah.
He does fantastic with serious roles.
He does. What was the one about the comet hitting Earth?
Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is one of my favorite movies with him in it ever. It's Steve Carell who does the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Little Miss Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very serious role for him. It's a comedy movie, but he's a more serious character. He is really good at these serious roles. I'm almost always impressed.
I love him.
I do too. I think he's just a good actor all around.
One of the other things that I really dug is the fact that the perspective is from the people that are trying, like they're betting against the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
And these are supposed to be our heroes, but it's like, yeah, stick it to them. Wait.
They're sticking to us.
Don't stick it to them. That's us.
Yeah.
Don't.
But I like how it points out that it's a complex issue because we're screwed either way.
Yeah.
But they can get benefit from us getting screwed. So should they take it? It asks you the question, yes, it's morally wrong, but not legally, and you're not technically hurting anybody. These people are going to hurt anyways. Worse is going to happen, so they're going to get money off of it.
Yeah.
Should they suffer because we're suffering? Is that right? And if it is, well, then, there's the moral complexity here. If it is right, it's moral complexity. If it's wrong, you have to ask yourself, is it wrong because of the fact that it's profiting off poor people? Or is it wrong because we're not getting it cut? It makes us question our own motives.
Yeah.
People who are affected by the housing crisis, you had to question your own motives of why you either like or dislike them. I like that. And I like how the movie doesn't point out that you've been doing that the entire time until the very ending. The movie points out, yeah, I'm a douchebag. Yeah, I'm a bad person. But wouldn't you do this? And I'm like, oh my god. Oh, I didn't realize the whole time that you was like, there's like this inner conflict that is making you feel. It's very well done.
They also play a Nirvana song in here.
Yes, they do?
Yeah.
I caught it, don't worry.
No,
I love Nirvana.
Yeah. I forgot about it, but yeah. It's good. There were times where I'm like, this feels like it's a real documentary.
Yeah, it does. Or it does really well point. I have respect for a film that says, no, we take liberties. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
I don't expect any film to ever do that when that do true stories. Everyone should know when you go into a based on true story movie.
Some things are going to be fabricated.
It's going to be taking liberties. I do appreciate that they do point it out.
What else did I really dug the montages when they were just going through like the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. That's cool.
Rad.
I'm just a sucker for those kind of things.
Same.
It's shot pretty well.
Shot beautifully, honestly.
At first I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna dig this because the way Netflix formats it, it's widescreen and they have the bars on top. On the top and the bottom, so it's like widescreen, like you would be seeing it on a television.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, are those built in? Are we taking ourselves a little seriously, movie? But I'm like, all right, well, let's keep going. And I'm like, okay, I'm not understanding all of these concepts because I'm not a.
And they explain it to you the best they
can. I'm like, all right. Well, you're extending a hand, so I'll take it, and you give me some metal. So.
Mm. I don't think it's as great as everyone said it was. I think this is a very good film that could have been better, but I can't say how. I think there are things that are both lacking and things that could have been improved, but I can't think of a better way of doing it. So for the most part, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's good. I just don't think I would watch it again.
The Big Short's one of those films I really do feel like I saw it once, and I'm very happy I saw that one time, and I'm very happy to move forward from there. Also, considering the very end, I'm like, well, I feel bad now. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna watch Star Wars. Especially, feel good.
Especially set to "When the Levee Breaks" by Led Zeppelin. I'm like, oh god. But when I was watching it, I looked it up on the IMDb thing, and I'm like, I know that song. I just can't place the name to the band. I'm like, oh yeah, let me check the IMDb page. Looked at the soundtrack. Oh, Mastodon. What else do we got on here? My favorite band. Twice. Bean.
Right when I saw it, I knew you would love it. I'm like, this music's just perfect. This music's so good, and I like how it tells a story through music. I'm like, I appreciate that.
But I like the cast a lot.
Oh, I adore this cast. I adore this cast. It's just such a well. They all play characters that I know they could play very well. And they all do very good. Channing Tatum, he's always shocked me when I see him.
Channing Tatum. Christian Bale.
No, Channing Tatum.
Steve Carell.
Channing Tatum.
He was in this? Was he? I don't know. We just looked at the list. Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, not Channing Tatum. Ryan Gosling always shocks me when he does well. Not that I don't think he can do well, just every time he does well, it just shocks me. Like, God, you're good. You're so good at what you do. Why are you so good?
Also, Margot Robbie naked in the tub. And Selena Gomez.
I liked having Selena Gomez there for a second. I'm like, that's kind of rad. She does a really good job.
Yeah.
A really good job. Like, I'm very impressed, girl. Good on you.
I like her.
Well, guys, that was another episode of Collectors Coalition. Thanks for watching. If you could like, comment, subscribe. You don't if you watch us on YouTube, but you have an iTunes account, just press subscribe on the iTunes account and just write a little review so we know. We have one review on there. We appreciate you. I know who you are. Air high five. I'll be seeing you later. Other than that, just review us, tell us how we're doing. Shout out to our fans. We always say we like hearing from you. It's nice talking to you all. Next week's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. We have a second movie we want to do. We want to plan if we can see it. It's gonna be a weird day then if we can do it.
Yeah.
So someone did bring up asking us about
SuperCon retro.
SuperCon we won't be able. We were gonna go. I was gonna go. Can't go because of reasons. I won't be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to you about it. I think I already talked to you about it, but I'll talk to you again later. But someone asked about Ghost in the Shell, and there's this thing I wanted to say. If Ghost in the Shell ends up being the bad movie for next week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Ghost in the Shell for Garbage Day, and then Ghost in the Shell the original as the rewind.
Just because it makes sense.
Yeah, I am saving that.
Just because we don't know how it's gonna play out for next week.
I don't know how things are gonna play out. Depending on the bad movie for next week, I might just make an exception. If not, then it might be the week after. So that's something that we've been talking about doing. I know someone mentioned it to us whether we're gonna do that, and I'm like, I don't want to see it, but I want to see it because I've
never seen the original.
I'm not a big fan of Ghost in the Shell the anime, but I respect it. I've got tons of respect for it. So take that for what you will.
I just like science fiction.
Oh, you will love it. It's great science fiction. It's fantastic science. It's very highbrow science fiction too.
Oh, I'm about it.
Okay. Well, guys, it's always nice doing this. We'll see you all next week. Bye. No. Another week, another episode of Clutter's Coalition, a Magnesium Studios production.
Prolonged exposure to this podcast may cause the following side effects.
Visiting our website at collectorscoalition.com.
Listening to us on SoundCloud, PodOmatic, and iTunes.
Subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Following us on Twitter at Collect Coalition.
Following us on Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook at Collectors Coalition.
Bouts of extreme depression.
Uncurable explosive diarrhea.
Not being able to grow up past the mental maturity of a 3-year-old.
But in all seriousness, thank you for listening, and we love you all.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.